Good afternoon, it's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the 2:30 afternoon weather update here. We do this every day, Monday through Sunday, including here on the weekends now. This is kind of a recent ad, so we want you guys to be able to get all the weather information when you can. So we've added this in the afternoon in addition to our 9 p.m. weather show. We stream it out to all of our streaming platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. So if you're joining us from either place, please feel free to leave us a question or a comment. Hopefully I'll be able to answer that as I go through the forecast, but if not, I'll go through at the very end and see if I can look at your comments and answer anything individually for you. But let's get started here with a look outside, and it's been rather dreary here this weekend, but the rain has come to an end across the tri-state. We picked up a good amount of rainfall here through yesterday and into the overnight hours. Now that it's clearing off, we should start to see the cloud cover begin to break apart as well through the rest of this afternoon and into this evening, and that'll lead us in to what we're tracking out through tonight and into next week. Well, as the cloud cover clears through the rest of this afternoon and into this evening, that will allow our temperatures to cool off a good bit overnight as well. And when our temperatures and dew point meet, we get areas of fog, and we could potentially be looking at some dense fog overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind if you're going to be traveling overnight or commuting early tomorrow morning. You want to give yourself a little extra time out there, as visibilities will probably be reduced. But outside of the fog, we start to warm up through tomorrow. President's Day will top back out in the 60s, but we continue to climb even through the middle of the work week. We could be touching the lower 70s across much of the area by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday. But those spring-like temperatures don't last forever. We have a cold front moving through Thursday and into Friday, and that'll bring us our next best chance for some showers and some thunderstorms, and then that will cool our temperatures down by the end of next week and into next weekend. So let's start off with a look at our Doppler radar across the U.S. There's that storm system that brought us all that rain yesterday and overnight into this morning. It is now pushed off to our south and east. It's bringing some thunderstorms across portions of the Florida Panhandle, impacting the Daytona 500 there. And this will also continue to kind of just shift off to the northeast and right up and along the coast, continuing to bring some rainfall along the eastern seaboard. But behind this system, we have an area of high pressure that's building in, and that's what's going to help clear out the cloud cover overnight, but it's also going to help trap that moisture closer to the surface, and that's why we see that potential for some fog overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. But here's a look at the Doppler radar, zoomed in a little bit more to try and get a look at that cloud cover. It is very gradually breaking apart here, maybe seeing some of that sunshine breaking out across portions of Edwards, Wabash, Wayne County there, maybe even up into Gibson and Pike County, seeing some cracks of sunlight. So it's going to take a little bit more time here to get through the rest of southern Indiana and across western Kentucky, but we should see at least maybe some sunlight here before the sun sets for the evening. But looking here at our future radar, you could see our model kind of in line with what's already showing up on our radar, so this will kind of clear out of here by around 5-6 o'clock. The clouds should be dissipated, and then we'll clear out overnight tonight. And while the skies will be clear, the ground might not be as much. So here's a look at the fog forecast. This starts to show some areas of fog developing overnight tonight and then becoming more widespread and dense into early tomorrow morning. So again, keep that in mind. If you're going to be headed out early for work or for school, you may want to give yourself a little extra time due to those reduced visibilities. And we don't have a dense fog advisory just yet, but looking at the National Weather Service, it seems like they are going to probably issue a dense fog advisory later on this evening. So I'll show you guys that later on tonight on our newscast, and of course later on tonight on our 9 o'clock show. But outside of the fog, temperatures will cool back down into the lower 30s or low to mid 30s overnight tonight, and then we'll warm right back up into the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. And we should stay dry out there for Monday with partly cloudy skies. But looking at our temperature trend here, those temperatures continue to climb all the way up into the mid-60s by the time we get into Tuesday. Unfortunately, it looks like it's just going to be a cloudy day out there for Tuesday, so it'll be warm and gray, not exactly sunny and warm like we would hope. But looking ahead to Wednesday there, we'll have partly cloudy skies, temperatures topping out at around 70 degrees and maybe even up towards 71 by the time we get into Thursday, and that's going to be out ahead of that cold front. And then when that cold front moves through, that'll bring in the chance for some showers and storms, possibly lingering there into Friday morning, and then maybe another system moving in Friday evening and into next weekend, which may keep those rain chances going through the end of the work week. So a little bit more unsettled there through the second half of the work week possibly, but we're more confident in the idea of some showers and storms there Thursday into Friday. The timing there is going to shift a lot, and there's a lot of unknowns about the potential for some severe weather. Of course, we're not looking at a widespread threat yet. The SPC does not have us outlooked, but anytime there's the potential for thunderstorms, you can never rule out that chance of a severe storm either. But outside of that, I do want to talk about that warm air, and it could be potentially record-breaking in a few locations. I've only have Evansville selected here, but looking at our forecast, we go for 70 on Wednesday, 71 on Thursday. Our record for Wednesday is actually 73 degrees, which is very achievable. You know, we'll have winds up out of the south, so all it takes is one really good southerly wind gust to advect in some more of that warmer air. So we are going to be on record warmth watch here over the next few days to see if our forecast trends upwards, and of course if we actually break those records or meet those records. So that'll be 73 for that old record on Wednesday. That was set back in 1961, and on Thursday we've got a forecast of 71 degrees, and the previous record is 74, set back in 2018. So very, very warm here through the work week, especially Wednesday and into Thursday. But as I mentioned, we are going to have that cold front move in here, and that'll bring in those rain chances for Thursday and into Friday. Thursday looks like the best chance for those showers and thunderstorms, and then again, we may have another system move in here Friday night and into Saturday that may keep those rain chances going through the end of the work week. But let me take you through the longer range forecast here. We'll start it out Monday morning. We'll have an area of low pressure passing mainly to our north, and that'll give us an increase in our cloud cover and perhaps a sprinkle out of that, but I think most of us will likely stay dry there on Wednesday. And then as we get into Wednesday night into Thursday, we'll see those rain chances increase out ahead of that frontal boundary, and the best chance for those showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms will be Thursday evening and into Thursday night before that clears out of here early Friday morning. And then there's a look at that next system that may bring us the chance for some showers through next weekend. So again, looking a little bit unsettled here from Wednesday and beyond, but of course we just have to continue to fine tune some of those details. But let me go ahead and take it full screen so you guys can get a better look at it. Really, the bigger story here is going to be that warmth. We'll be climbing up through the 60s Monday into Tuesday, topping out in the lower 70s there Wednesday into Thursday. That cold front moves in, and then those temperatures start to cool back down only into the 50s for Friday and into Saturday, and then possibly down into the mid 40s, which is right around average for this time of year by the time we get into next Sunday. So let me go ahead and take a look at some of your comments. All right. William with a rain report. He got 0.38 inches in his gauge by Bossy Field. He said, looks like it really shifted north, and it seems like it sadly underperformed here. Yeah, not that the storm system shifted north, but what happens a lot of the times with these, rain bands, those rain bands themselves maybe lift up farther north than what the models project. And when you have areas where the rain is a little bit heavier, that indicates that we have a lot more, lift or convergence underneath of those bands, and what converges usually goes up and produces heavier rainfall, and then on either side of those rain bands you oftentimes get subsidence. So that's kind of what happened there. We got a little bit of subsidence and that kind of helped dry out the rain, so we didn't get as much as we were thinking, but it was still a good beneficial amount of rainfall here that was going to help out those soil moisture content. Zach asking if Evansville does get severe weather this week. Is damaging winds likely the main hazard, not large hail and tornadoes? Way too early to talk about those details, so I do not have a good answer for you, but it just looks like we have the potential for thunderstorms and the possibility of some severe storms as well. Of course, we'll fine-tune those details once we get more data closer to that time frame. Becky, what is the high going to be in Mount Carmel, Illinois? For what day? I would ask as a follow-up, but I have the 7-day right here. Mount Carmel, may be a few degrees different than what we're seeing here in Evansville, but generally this is a pretty good bet for every location here within our tri-state. So that is all the questions that I'm seeing here in the comments. So I'm going to hop off the live stream. I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 5. That again will be another streaming show similar to yesterday because of the Olympics and basketball. We don't have our show on air. We'll have it on streaming platforms only. So if you want to get the latest news and weather headlines at 5, the same way that you're watching this is the same way you can tune into our newscast. And then of course, we'll be back here again tonight at 9 o'clock for the weather stream show, and then back on air at 10 o'clock tonight. So hope to see you there. Everybody have a great rest of your day and look forward to the warmth headed our way for the work week.